Man.
It's a setup, man. It's all a test, man. That's why when you see Israel doing certain things, you're like, nah, man, I ain't doing that. I ain't going that way. Y'all out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Be near, right?
I don't even want to be nowhere close to what y'all got going on.
Right.
You see? But they can't understand it because they in darkness. And it's set up to where they gonna fall because they didn't believe in YAHAWASHI. So they're gonna end up being destroyed. Okay? They ain't gonna make it out of the second death, which is the fire. First death was a flood. Second death is the fire. They ain't gonna make it out. See? But read that again.
All right, this is Luke chapter 2, verse 34. And Simeon blessed them and said unto Mary, his mother, behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel.
Yeah, man. What you talking about YAHAWASHI and what he was going to be teaching the word, man. Okay? So what I want to do is to show you that the Old Testament and the New Testament is one and the same. Okay, it's together. So we're going to go to Isaiah, the 8th chapter, in the 13th verse, and see what Isaiah was prophesied about that, man. And what I want is key words out of that. And I'm going to show you something. Go ahead.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 13.
Go ahead.
Sanctify Yahawah Shem Yahushai of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread.
Yep, go ahead.
Verse 14. He shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the house of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
See? Go ahead.
Verse 15. And many among them shall stumble and fall.
See? This word in YAHAWASHI is a stumbling block unto. Okay? Unto certain people of Israel, the 2/3, man. Go ahead.
And be broken, and be snared, and be taken.
Yep, go ahead.
It says, bind up the testimony.
All right, it said, bind up the testimony. So what that means is, if you binding something up, you making it captive. Okay? The testimony is the, I got to look it up. I can't remember. Is the testimony deals with confirmation. That's what it is. Came back to me. Testimony dealing with confirmation. So, read that again.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 16. Bind up the testimony.
So, make the confirmation of the word in Yahawah Shem Yahushai, bind it up with you. Okay? Bind that confirmation up, which is the word of the Heavenly Father and His Son and Yahawashi. That's the confirmation that's being binded up with you. Okay? That this word is true. Go ahead.
Seal the law among my disciples.
Seal the law, fasten it among my disciples, the ones that's learned. Okay? Because 2/3 is not going to be, they're not going to believe in YAHAWASHI according to the scriptures. They're not going to believe in the word according to the scriptures. But it's binded up with you so you can teach others, which are the elect, so it may be bind up with them. Okay? Go ahead.
It's verse 17. And I will wait upon Yahawah Shem Yahushai that hideth his face from the house of Jacob.
So that's what we're doing. 2/3 of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, the knowledge of Yahawah Shem Yahushai is hid from them. And we wait. You see? But finish that off, and that's all I wanted out of that.
Okay. And I will look for him.
And I will look for him, man. So we looking for salvation, man.
Okay.
We looking for his son to come back, man. See? Okay. So we're going to 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter. And while we looking, this is what we got to deal with. You know, bobbing and weaving, avoiding 2/3, man, and not participating in what they got going on, man. 7. Second Ezra chapter 7. Yeah. So that's what we got going.
All right, start from the top.
Yeah.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the night afore.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river.
So we understand that, okay? We woke up through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. He woke us up, and we understand how things work through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. We understand how this world works, man. And we understand that the path to the kingdom of heaven is narrow, man. So only one man can make it through. We understand that. But we bobbing and weaving on that narrow path, man. Go ahead.
It's verse 5. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
Which is the kingdom, okay? So you got to go through the narrow path, man. And you got all type of people and distractions in this world, and you got to avoid them through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI to get delivered. And we understand that. And we walk in the spirit as we bobbing and weaving. Go ahead.
It's verse 6. There is another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things.
Right, talking about the kingdom.
Verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
Yeah.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water.
Yeah. So you gotta walk that narrow path, man. Okay? You gotta bob and weave amongst these people, man. You gotta watch out. You gotta stay alert. You gotta stay prayed up while you're on that narrow path, man. Because if you go off that narrow path and forsake YAHAWASHI while you walk that narrow path, while you're being tested, you can be judged and be put to death, man. Okay? Go ahead.
So verse 8. And one only path between them, both even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
Yeah. Road you gotta go through, man, to get to the kingdom, man. Go ahead.
So verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
What's gonna be the main danger? The hour of temptation, man. That chip. Okay? We're gonna have to make it through all that, man. You see? Martial law, famine, man. All that. It depends on YAHAWASHI, man. That's the path. We gotta walk to get to the kingdom, man. Go ahead.
So verse 10. And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Hey, even so also is Israel's portion, man. See that? Go ahead.
So verse 11. Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was that decreed?
Yup.
Then was decreed that now is done.
Yeah. So that's why the path is narrow, man. Since Adam listened to Eve, that path became narrow, man. And that's the only way we can get to it, man. And we got to go through all this, man, to get to the kingdom, man.
Man.
You see? But like Ezra, when he found that out, what verse you at?
That was verse 11.
Let me get over. I want to see something. When Ezra found that out, that's verse. That's verse 11. When Ezra found that out about Adam, look what he said over there in verse 48. Jump to verse 48.
All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 48. O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone.
See?
But we all that come of thee.
See that? So Ezra found out, man, we all failed, man. Because Adam had listened to Eve, man. So we all had failed, man. So that's why Ezra's like, man, what have you done, man? So go back up to verse 11.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 11. Because for their sake I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
Yeah, to where we got to walk through that narrow path, man. To where we got to be tested in order to make it. And that's why Ezra was like, man, what have I done, man? To get to the kingdom, man. Go ahead.
So verse 12. Then were the entrance of this world made narrow.
See?
Full of sorrow.
See?
And travail.
See? Now that's even going all the way back to Genesis. Matter of fact, go get it. Genesis in Baba Kucha, Genesis 3 and 17. And I'm gonna show you something. That's going all the way back to that too. From the beginning, man. Because he told Adam. He said, look, this is how you finna live. And, yeah, and Jake been living through Adam. Jake, the Negro Latinos and Native Americans, been living like this ever since, man.
This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 17.
Go ahead.
And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife.
See? Go ahead.
And hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying...
The tree meaning knowing good and evil. Because they only knew good. They didn't know evil. Okay? Go ahead.
Saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground of thy sake. Is sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life.
So when you're working, it's a struggle and you're going to live a painful lifestyle.
Man.
So us working and living like this in order to survive, that's a curse, man. See that? That's a curse, man. We ain't supposed to be working and living like this. Them heathens supposed to be doing that. We cursed. Working, having to get up and go to work, that's a curse, man. Go all the way back to Adam, man. That's one of the reasons why Ezra was like, Adam, what have I done? So now we gotta work in order to survive, man. go through pains and hardships in order to survive and walk this narrow path and bob and weave to get to the kingdom, man. Watch these demons.
Right, right.
Watch Esau, watch these demons, watching everybody, man. And bobbing and weaving in order to serve YAHAWASHI in true sincerity and walking in the narrow path, man. And it ain't over with. We still in it.
Right, right.
Go ahead, bro.
Continue on in Genesis.
Yeah.
All right, verse 18. Thorns also and stencils.
Yeah. So what it is when Adam was forming the land, thorns and stuff would come up, start coming up. At first it wasn't like that. Everything would flow with ease. But since he went off, now everything is hard on him. See? Go ahead.
Shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. Verse 19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return.
So while you working, you sweat. See that? So having to work, that's a curse, man. You're going to do that until you die. Until we get to the kingdom of heaven. You're going to go through that, man. Hardship, man. In order to survive, man. That's a curse. Goes back to Adam, man. So jump back over there to, and that's why Job said what he said. You can get Job 5 and 7. I'll show you something. Same thing Job said. Job chapter 5, verse 7. Job chapter 5, verse 7.
This is Job chapter 5, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Yet man is born unto trouble.
Yet man is born unto trouble. Having to work, that's trouble, man. Living a lifestyle like that, man, a hardship, that's trouble, man. Go ahead.
As the sparks fly upward.
So, when you give up the ghost, the spirit go up.
Come.
See? So, Job is basically telling you your life is trouble, man. Living in this life is trouble, man. It's a curse to even be living like this. Job is telling you, man. So go back over there to Ezra. They'll be working like that. Oh, that's a curse, man. You know, but that's part of the punishment, man. You know, but the reason why I'm reading all this is to show you, you got to avoid these people, and it's a narrow path in order to get to the kingdom of heaven, man. And don't participate in what the world is participating in, because it's all a test, man. It's all a test. Some people fail it, some people don't. But we shall see at the end who's the elect. Go ahead, bro.
All right, back in 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 12. Then were the interests of this world made narrow, full of sorrow and travail.
See? Full of sorrow and travail. Having to work, that's sorrow, man. And then even going up into now with the famine, with the jab, with the women that's rebellious against you because you believing in the truth. The way these people look at you, strange, and the way they talk noise about you because you don't do certain things. Okay? Go ahead, bro. You're like an outcast in the world, man. You don't fit in. Go ahead.
They are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful.
Very painful, man. And walking this narrow path, the pain's gonna increase, man. You know, you're gonna see people that you care about, that you knew in the world, that's not gonna make it, man.
Probably, family members too.
That's what people you know in the world. That's including them. Everybody, man. People you know. Go ahead.
So verse 13. For the entrance of the elder world were wide and sure, and brought immortal fruit.
Yeah. Meaning you don't die. Go ahead.
Verse 14. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
So we got to go through all this stuff that's worthless. Like I was explaining to you, it's all a test, man. And you got 2/3 that's just failing the test, man.
Okay.
That's why they celebrate Christmas and New Year's. Okay, they fell in the test that YAHAWASHI set before them. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Now therefore, why
Quietest.
Now therefore, why disquietest?
Meaning, disquietest meaning you are worried or having anxiety. Go ahead.
Thou thyself seeing thou art but a corruptible man.
Go ahead.
And why art thou moved, whereas thou art but mortal?
Go ahead.
Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present?
Yeah, so the angels tell them, look, basically, in a nutshell, worry about the things to come, not what's going on right now. Think about the future, the kingdom of heaven, okay? All these things that you see as a test, you got to go through it. You see? But bob and weave, I'm telling you.
Right.
You see, you got the light. You understand YAHAWASHI. You understand what they acquire of you. Bob and weave. I'm telling you. See? Go ahead.
Then answered I and said, O Lord, that beareth rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish.
2/3. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things.
Yeah, so the righteous gonna go through it, man. That's part of that narrow path, man. Go ahead.
And hope for wide.
And hope for the kingdom, man. Have faith in making it to the kingdom. Go ahead.
For they that have not done wickedly have suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide.
They ain't gonna make it. They're gonna be destroyed in the lake of fire. Go ahead.
Verse 19, and he said unto me, there is no judge above the Most High.
That's why I was telling you that, you know, all of it is a test. The elect gonna make it, but 2/3 they're gonna fail and die, man. Because, like it's saying, all Israel gonna go through things, but some, meaning elect, is gonna make it through those things that the Most High toss out there, meaning the test. 2/3 gonna fail it, and they not gonna even receive the kingdom. But the elect is gonna pass the test and receive the kingdom. Go ahead.
And none that had understanding above the highest.
Go ahead.
For there be many that perish in this life.
See?
Because they despise the law of the Most High.
See?
That is set before them.
See? Go ahead.
Verse 21. For the Most High hath given straight commandments to such as came, what they should do to live.
See?
Even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
They're rejecting it. 2/3 rejecting it. See? Go ahead.
Verse 22. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things.
They came up with whatever they wanted to come up with. I'm gonna live my life. You're not gonna tell me what to do.
Right.
You don't control me. All right. What verse you at?
Oh, that was verse 22.
All right. Keep going.
All right, this is verse 23. And deceived themselves by their own wicked deeds, and said unto the Most High that he is not,
Yeah.
and knew not his ways.
See, they don't know him because they rejected him. The confirmation, the testimony is not with them. See? They don't believe in the Heavenly Father and His Son. That's why they do things contrary to Him and look at you like you're a stranger when you apply them. Go ahead.
Verse 24. But his law have they despised, and denied his covenants, and his statutes have they not been faithful, and have not performed his works.
See? Go ahead.
Verse 25. And therefore Esdras, for the empty are empty things, and for the full are the full things.
See that? Go ahead.
Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass, and the bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth.
Yeah. So at that time, the elect at that time was withdrawn from the earth. But now, during the time of Ezra, they were withdrawn from the earth. But when YAHAWASHI come back, it's going to be manifest. Because when you read, matter of fact, give me Revelation 21, and I'm going to show you. Start at the first verse, till we can jump around.
All right, this is
Or we
Revelation.
can read straight through.
This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 1.
Go ahead.
I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away,
Let's talk about Esau's kingdom. Go ahead.
and there was no more sea.
Meaning people. Go ahead.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven.
So the elect was what? Withdrawn from the earth. But now you see them coming down out of heaven. See? Go ahead.
Prepared as a bride adorned for her husband.
See? That's talking about the elect.
Okay.
That's it on that verse.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted out of that. So, you know, hopefully the lesson was edifying. We're going to face the east and give all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, YAHAWASHI, Bahashem, Rekah HaKadosh. And double honors to the elder apostle GMS who rule well. Salute you brothers pushing this word and truth, sincerity, strength, power, Yahweh YAHAWASHI. So with that, Mawafla Babylon,
Mawafla Babylon,
Mawafla Babylon,
Mawafla Babylon.
and Mawafla 2/3 Shalom. Stay strong and search the scriptures.